Hello.
Hey, welcome to the weekly wrap up. Another Monday.
Another Monday. Good morning from the UK. Good evening from the Australian
Yeah,
side.
your last week in the UK. So, you
Yeah.
get to come to lovely, sunny, rainy Melbourne.
Sunny, rainy was that?
Yeah, it's been sun, rain, sun, rain, sun, rain all day today.
Okay. Well, no change. Oh, sorry, my thing kicked out then. So yes, hello everyone, YouTube, X, and everyone joining us in GSIC, of course, where at the end we'll be doing lots of different alts and looking at the market there. But I believe you've done a little tweet out to everyone in the world, Lise.
I did. So I put out, didn't give you very much notice this time, but I thought, I'm going to do an alt because alts have been on a tear this week after Bitcoin and Ethereum had a punt with ETF news. So, alts are all catching up and everyone wants to know where they're going. So the one that got the most votes or the most requests was Telcoin. One of you guys' favorites. So let's have a quick look. So basically, it's had a nice pump. It has really had a nice pump. So when we have a look, it's done almost 80%, which is huge, huge. When you compare crypto to traditional markets where they're getting 1 to 2%, a week. And banks are giving you like 3 to 4% a year. This is massive. So this is why we're in crypto, for the 80% pumps. Like, it might have been quiet over the last little bit, going sideways. We can see that we had quite a sideways bit from about August, and previous to that it's been coming down. But you can trade the bounces if you're in spot, which is what I do. I'm not often in margin. Occasionally I am, but majority of the time I'm in spot. You can still make lots of money in there, and it's a lot safer. You don't lose your pants. So if you go back to my X, you'll see a video that was viral back in 2017, where there's a surfer guy, and he literally loses his pants on one of the exchanges. So for TAL over the next little bit. So it would be dependent on BTC. I do think we're getting a pullback over the next couple of days. So for TAL, I'm going to say we're going to pull back around about that 100 MA. So this is the 4-hour chart, and I think MAs usually get tested up and down. So it's a moving average. And basically the trade sort of averages out and it comes down and touches it. So I would anticipate that without checking this chart, that it's about 0.5. So, and I think this is a fourth wave correction. So there we go, right on the 0.5. The 200 MA is on the 618. That's quite normal for that to happen. So, one more wave down, we could get a little bit more consolidation in this area, but I do think we're coming down to that 0.5, possibly even the 618, and then taking off. It doesn't even break pattern if it comes down a little bit further to that 786 on this chart. So that still holds pattern. The reason I think it's going to hold at this higher levels is basically the MACD is starting to, the islands are starting to get less more buy pressure, and starting to scoop up. So that's a really good sign that this momentum is in the final stages of this corrective phase for TAL before it does take off. So that's kind of where we're looking at. If I'm looking at Elliott Wave, the break point is at 786, but we're quite bullish at the moment. So I'm going to say we're going to hold above this 0.5 and then continue up. So if I'm looking at a continuation pattern for this with a fifth wave, and then a larger correction, then we are looking, let's have a look where we're going. So potentially we're going to around 0016 or 0018 for TEL short term. This is not a long-term projection. This is a short-term projection. And then we'll possibly come back and retest around this region again. So, whether that's a Bitcoin ETF not being approved or being approved and then, correction, who knows? But, it is in that phase where we're looking at, this is the fourth wave of the first wave. And it does need to have, corrections are healthy for any coin. It gives them support. It gives them regions where if, something happens, they can come back, and we know that we've got buyers in those regions. So, overall, TEL's looking fairly healthy, like it's going to start moving up. It's going to be a little bit choppy over the next couple of months. I don't think it's a straight up move for TEL, but all the same, it's still looking good. Still 80% profit over the last, since when was this? It's like 2 weeks. So 80% in 2 weeks. So, you put that into Warren Buffett's sort of, I'm going to make 4% a year and I'm happy with that and I'm going to compound that. It's like, well, dude, that's going to take a hell of a long time to make any money. So, be super careful in crypto at the moment because it could go either way. But it does look like we're settling on that 0.05.
And it's been a super busy and happy couple of weeks in the GSIC group as well. The Monday results came out today as well, obviously, and getting some huge percentages there as well, aren't we?
Yeah, we had some really huge percentages. So it's been a super busy week. So I've been battling jet lag and the market. And so sleeping when I can in between and trying to get out of the trades. We've got GSIC Signals in there as well, and he does the trades in Europe on that time zone. So we're 24 hours in at GSIC. And it's been a hugely crazy week. Both his and my trades have been epic. So I wish I had more targets on some of them. We didn't anticipate it was going to be so bullish.
A good sign for things to come, hopefully. On that note, should we take a look at Bitcoin?
We shall. So this is, what you guys watch every week, quantitative chart. So we have got some Fed meetings this week. So we are stuck under this resistance. Now, this really needs to break. I do think we're going to pull back a little bit, though, before we do go higher. So if we go to a short-term chart, we can see that we've got a 200 MA sitting here on the hourly, and it's sitting at about 33,300. That's a good region to put some orders, and I've got some waiting there, and I've also got some waiting at around 32. So this is about sort of 31, 32, around this area. This 100 MA is likely going to come up and hold up a little bit higher. But I do think we're going to get a wick down just due to those Fed meetings, a little bit of volatility happening in the market. If not, I'm still long up the top and I'm just adding to my position. It's not an area that I'm selling at the moment, and it's not an area that I'm in a margin trade. So, which is not, quite often I'm not in a margin trade. But if we want to have a look, we have a little bit more if we go into the this lower time frame chart. We can see that we've got just a touch more to that resistance. And so that's at about 37,300. And potentially, so we've got that one wave down and then another wave up and then another wave down, and then we'll have an explosive wave up. So the next wave after this one, if we can hold the sort of around 30K at the lowest. So that's our EW pivot and our break point on this trade. So if we hold this region, we are going to about, next stop 46K. So so that would be maybe we get a delay on an ETF, and then we've got some Fed stuff happening this week. So maybe that's a little bit shaky. And then within the next possible, sort of scenario, we've got that ETF back on the cards again and likely being proved. So I'm hearing whispers as well about a really huge Dubai exchange opening up. So with lots of money and lots of backing and lots of liquidity. So that's something to watch out for. And I think they're going to be really huge players within the market over the next probably year or two. Their regulations are being pushed forward with cryptocurrency and with blockchain and with all of those areas, whereas, you know, the US, UK are sort of all restricting that. So that's going to become quite a big hub, I would say. And yeah, so that, you know, when we're looking forward to Bitcoin, it's looking really good. So the timing is absolutely perfect. So if I go back to that quantitative chart, you can see that I've had this blue line on here, thinking that October is going to be this run, which it is. So, you know, we've got a resistance up around that sort of 46, 47 mark. We've got this resistance here. So once we've got that pullback and then a continuation in that area, it's going to be good. So if we have a look, one thing that we can have a look at to see if we're getting a pullback is usually US dollar dominance. And we can see that we're coming up. So this is the fourth wave down on this pattern, or so within this wave here. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, should retest this region. So that means a few more people are going into US dollars. And then, so that would be that small dip that I'm seeing across the board on Bitcoin and the alts. And then once it hits that resistance, it should come down. And that means more people will go back into crypto. So it's sort of a juggling act between US dollar and Bitcoin. So you just think of them as a seesaw. When one goes up, the other one goes down, and vice versa. So that's kind of what we're seeing. And the Bitcoin dominance chart is showing that Bitcoin is losing a little bit of that dominance at the moment. So we're likely to see a small pullback on that, which will give alts that breathing space. So we've got a little bit of room on that support there, which dominance usually loves to come back down and test those supports. So I think dominance is going to come back down, which is also the median line on this channel. So around 52.7. So expect it to come back. Once it hits around that point, that's when Bitcoin's really going to start going off on a tear. So just be careful.
Exciting times ahead. Okay, we've got Mika tuning in on YouTube, and plenty of others from the group as well. So we will. Is there anything else you wanted to share with X and YouTube?
No, that's all I need to share with X. So if they want any more and they want to request more alts, make sure you join us. And you know, every Monday we post our results, and we post our monthly results as well, which are coming up in the next couple of days. So if you want to watch those live, watch our trades going out. We don't put out which trades they are, but it'll say new signal posted, or, you know, targets hit, and the percentages, you know, stop losses, that sort of thing, all go live out on X, on Crypto Getting. So you can watch that. We're fully transparent with what we do, with our signals, with everything. And I think we're the only group that does that. So, and we're trying to make crypto more transparent. We've just become a Blockchain Australia member, and we're super proud of that announcement coming soon. But yeah, so we're becoming compliant as well. So we're excited about that.
And even if others out there are starting to do it, we've been doing it for nearly 2 years now.
Since the beginning.
Yeah. Well, you for sure since the beginning. GSIC for 2 years at least. So yeah, it'll be great to have you on the journey with us. Whoever it is watching, come and find us at gettingstartedcrypto.com. And otherwise, have a great week ahead. I will go ahead and say bye to YouTube.